My name is Roger Wilson. I became a cancer patient in 1999. I've had 6 recurrences, an amputation, open lung surgery, chemotherapy and radiotherapy. I've been involved with cancer research as a patient since 2002, working with groups developing clinical trials and research programs. Involved patients have changed academic cancer research in the UK, but we have failed to do so with industry. One of the problems is that they are looking for evidence of the impact of involvement, and I think they've been looking at the wrong measures. Patient involvement is not an intervention where you measure an identifiable outcome. Involvement is about the process, influencing the fashion, the style, the tempo, the way the process evolves. The real measures are subjective, reported by researchers, funders, and those using the results. The measures are largely unquantifiable and point towards the probability of added value. There are no comparisons to power the significance of a definable impact. Talking about subjective appraisal brings me straight on to my key message. Everyone is struggling with the growing cost of new drugs, and industry is currently doing what it does so well, subtly controlling the agenda. We need innovation to determine the value of a treatment. Note that word value. Its importance appears to be generally understood, but no one seems to be willing to say that the only people who can actually describe it are patients. We need to take patient-reported outcomes to a new level. It's not about methodological complexity, and it's not about devising lots of new measures. It's about driving simplicity into the system, using fewer and better tools, and asking fewer questions. If one question will do, don't ask 4. Let us have data which can be aggregated and compared. We need simpler, more accessible analysis. Assessment should be a core part of clinical care. Quality of life assessed at predetermined points in a clinical trial is biased. Data gathered in that way are blatantly manipulated. Longitudinal data gathered as part of standard clinical care can, I believe, describe reality and be a big driver of change. Gathering such data might be a challenge. However, the smartphone app is now an accepted part of life. This app was developed for CML patients to record clinical measures and how they feel. It is adaptable for other diseases. The data gathered remains under patient control, shared when and how they want it shared, and with whom they want to share it. Even previously sceptical seniors now use the internet at home. We should ask patients of all ages about their treatment and their aches and pains on a regular basis. We should feed back analysis to them as well as to their doctors. I'm sure that enough of them will want to take part to make this meaningful. There is also evidence to show that feedback has a health benefit. This will give us the data to build a description of the patient pathway in each disease, using data which are both medical and patient-reported. Pathways could make healthcare more efficient, and more effective, driving value for money. They could also change drug regulation. No longer would we see a drug which delivers a few weeks of extra life to a small number of people at a high cost, bullied to marketing approval by methods which some might regard as underhand. Data from early phase studies could be mapped onto the pathway for the target disease and would demonstrate that the drug offers little or no value, if that were the case. Note that word again, value. I know that this is all a bit simplistic. I had to compress the idea into a couple of minutes, but I'm sure you get it. This is doable. Essentially, this is a disruption opportunity. You've seen disruption in recent years. Amazon changed retailing. Transaction platforms have changed banking. Facebook has been changing elections. And who now uses a high street travel agent? I think this disruption is overdue and important. Get it right, and it could have far greater impact than Amazon. It needs someone to grasp it, an innovator, an entrepreneur. And part of this innovation is working out how to monetize it. Or is it a philanthropic project for public good? Even with that question still hanging over it, gathering data from patients is unquestionably a route to better patient-centred healthcare. And it could save our healthcare systems a fortune.